Joining us today is Philippe Zuber, Chief Executive Officer of Kerzner International, the group behind Atlantis, One&Only, Rare Finds, and SIRO. He has spent the past decade reshaping what luxury feels like, moving it beyond formality and towards something instinctive, joyful, and deeply human. Under his leadership, Kerzner has doubled its revenue, expanded into wellness and lifestyle, and opened some of the most talked about properties in the world, from Atlantis the Royal in Dubai to One&Only Aesthesis in Athens. Hope I pronounced that one right.
Perfect.
Yet behind the scale sits a vision rooted in people, in the moments of care, connection, and surprise that turn a stay into a memory. Philippe's story begins in Alsace and winds through kitchens, hotel lobbies, and boardrooms across Europe, Asia, and the Middle East. It's a journey built on curiosity and culture, and a belief that the smallest details often carry the greatest meaning. And I really believe that myself as well. And I'm looking forward to getting into that topic specifically. So today we'll explore that path, plus what's driven him and what he's learned about people, how he's redefining luxury as something felt, not just seen. Philippe, welcome to What the Lux.
It's a pleasure being here. Thank you.
So you grew up in Alsace and began your career in restaurants before moving into big global hospitality brands like Kerzner. What drew you into this world? And also, can you just what's the original spark that still drives you today? Give us the story.
The spark is meeting people. If we choose to go to the hospitality space, it's about meeting people. It's a human industry, and it's potentially one of a kind. This industry that you're dealing with so many individuals. And I like hospitality because potentially amongst all the industry that you have to deal with, and we're very lucky to being able to explore many industry. The number of functions, the number of people that you deal with is the largest one in hotels in our industry. So give you an example, in a hotel, you're dealing with gardeners, you're looking with revenue manager, marketing teams, any functions that you have within the hotel, from the chef, the cooks, the commis, the people working at the procurement, the marketing departments. It's absolutely incredible. If you're calculating, you have different functions in a hotel, it's up to 50. And that gives you such a unique opportunity to learn. Every day you're learning with someone that have unique skills in a space that is very, very specific. And all of those skills have to align and work together. And I think it's unique and very rare to have so many nationality within one space and so many function. This is what hospitality is all about, So that's what I like it so much. And one day you cannot have one day without learning something.
I mean, I couldn't agree. What it takes to run a business where you have to inspire the cleaner as much as you do the C-suite. And in fact, do you know the Jack Kennedy story where he bumps into a cleaner at NASA?
Absolutely.
It's a great story.
Yeah, it's a great story. It's so true. He was thanking the housekeeping because they were saying, without having the place clean, we will never have been able to send the rocket to the moon.
Yeah, exactly.
And this is what we have to thank every day. And COVID has reminding all of us that housekeeping is absolutely key and central to keep the space free of germs and really being a hygienic space. So it's again giving back a kind of a light of one of the key role in a hotel. There's so many key role, but housekeeping has been again, and thankfully, putting into the great lights.
Housekeeping, I think, is quite interesting because there's often ambition in the boardroom about where a business should move to, but there's a truth of the customer in housekeeping. I think going and interviewing the receptionist in housekeeping to really understand the grim and brutal truth of where the customer is, that made it sound really negative, but you know what I mean. That's just a deep insight into how a guest behaves when they're within a certain, brand, and different brands draw out different characteristics from different type of people. It's like a mini country that you invite someone into. It's fascinating. Where did your career begin? Can we talk about your personal journey before we get into Kerzner?
Yeah, absolutely, with pleasure. So, like you mentioned, and you were quoting Alsace, where I'm originally from. Yeah. This is east of France. And this is a place which is close to many borders. So you're used to exchange. You're used to meeting people coming from Switzerland, coming from Germany, and of course, people coming from France. So I guess I was born in a space where he's used to hospitality. So that has helped to really grow on me, and that was extremely interesting. I'm as well someone which is always been fascinating by food and beverage. And that has been potentially the reason that I have joined originally the hospitality space, because I knew that food and beverage, it's a segment which I personally like, and that I can learn a lot and I can really progress my career. So the decision was to as well be a better hotelier, and I was starting to be into the food and beverage space. But ultimately, I'm starting my journey and my career in a hospitality school. And then I've been enjoying that a lot, being able to improve and being going up to a master degree and then exposed to the world. When you go to the hospitality school, you always have this opportunity to have some internship. And my first internship was in LA. So that was for me an opportunity as a young boy from Alsace to explore US and to see what the US back in the day was meaning to all of us. And that was absolutely mind-blowing for me. And again, an eye-opener. And my second internship, I decided to go to Hong Kong. So I have decided to go to the most extreme space.
Diametric opposite ends.
Exactly. And to get maximum of insight. And what I can advise to anyone is that take maximum of risk on your internship, get and discover, go to space whereby you really expose yourself outside of your comfort zone. And that was really interesting to me.
Can you talk about your internships? I think it's interesting when you get a view on what an internship was like or what kickstarted someone as senior as yourself's journey and career. And I think it can be quite inspirational to people. So what are the warts and all of your internship? Can you just give us a little bit of an insight into that?
So those internship is really to, first you have to get accepted, and fun fact is that back in the day, I was not speaking English. And to get accepted to an internship in the US without speaking the language is pretty difficult. So you have to be very smart.
Yeah.
And you have to understand how to push the wall and how connection helps. And this is something as well that is potentially a learning as well, is that you need to have a network and you need to be connected in order to open doors. And then after you can help people to open doors as well. You have to give back. But my first internship was absolutely to a friend, which has opening the doors. And he was lying on my behalf that I can absolutely speak English.
So you had to learn pretty quickly.
Yeah. Then after I was pushed back into, I made a few mistakes and I would like to officially apologize for all the room service order that was wrong and potentially never arrived for the poor guest, which was on that hotel. But now I am here and it was fun, and you're learning from that. And I was counting on a team because they were pleased to have a French amongst the team, and they were pretty helpful back in the day.
What was it like? What were your first impressions of California when you arrived?
It was mind-blowing, to be honest. It was really the American dream.
Yeah.
Again, if you see a little bit back in the days, it was absolutely the best to be on that space. LA was really booming. The entire California was interesting. I was going on the weekend to Mexico. I was going to many places, San Francisco. Absolutely incredible. Hospitality was back in the day really very dynamic in the US, specifically the brands and how they were bringing brands within the hospitality sectors. They were much more far advanced than in Europe. So that was a huge learning curve for me.
How have you seen that change over your career? So America being one of the most advanced sort of bastions representing hospitality, and it feels like that's perhaps been a little bit of a shift over innovation in hospitality and where it stems from.
Yeah, that's another big topics on itself, and it's very, very interesting in talking about cycle and talking about innovations and talking about where does it coming from. Historically, hospitality was coming originally from Europe, and was what Europe was famous for, all the palaces hotel, all the south of the France, whatever was happening in the UK was happening in France, in Italy, in Germany. That was the origin of luxury hospitality. Then there was a huge shift about how it was happening into Asia. And Asia have taken that to a different angle of bringing service at the core of the experiences. Of course, they were having beautiful asset, beautiful hotel, but suddenly they were putting the human and the hospitality at the core of the entire experiences. So that was another cycle. And then the US was coming right after, and they were having a cycle about monetize hospitality, bringing brands, working with KPIs, really trying to bring much more numbers and really try to strategize the luxury space and monetize hospitality. Then they were building different category of hotel, really pushing up for 1-star, 2-star, 3-star, 4-star economic model, higher level. But then they didn't really perform back in the day on the ultra luxury. And now the cycle that we are in today in 2025, it's Middle East, which have now kind of recreating another place to be where they combine the economical factors, they combine the luxury and ultra luxury segment factors, and the service. So I think it's pretty interesting because all of those different cycles were going in silo. And now you're ending up to one destination, which is Middle East, which combining all of those factors and then oblige the other continent to catch up and to try to exist as well into that space.
Philippe, could you just describe your brands and how you psychologically organize them, the type of customer and the priorities of product?
So we have 4 brands in Kerzner International within our portfolio. The first one is Atlantis. We have 3 Atlantis currently. Atlantis Sanya in Hainan in China, Atlantis the Palm here in Dubai, and Atlantis the Royal. Those are integrated resorts, big resorts. An average Atlantis is above 1,000 keys. The one Atlantis the Palm in Dubai is 1,500 keys. So we're speaking about luxury, but at scale. Integrated resort, whereby those are ocean theme resort, and the water park is at heart of what we do. And then you have a lot of activities to Lost World, which is our unique aquarium, and as well Aquaventure World, which is the water park. The one here in Dubai is the largest water park in the world. Atlantis Sanya and Atlantis the Palm are 2 unique Atlantis and targeting an audience which is really family driven, young adult, but as well MICE and conferences. It is such an incredible successful business model. It drives scale, but it drives as well so much energy. This is a very, very unique ecosystem. And what it works so well is that it's an ecosystem that is the best against the heat in Dubai during the summer. It's pretty hot here, but the proximity to the water park and all the activities which is there, making that this hotel, particularly in Dubai, is about 80% occupancy all year round for 1,532 keys. So it's pretty incredible. The team are doing so much to creating this life and energy within the resort and really offering a range of activities which the whole family is so excited. It's driven through food and beverage. Plus the Aquaventure. It's the perfect place for family vacations, fits as well for young adult and adults. Whoever comes to Dubai and wants this energy, Atlantis is the brand for.
I would love to know what your TRevPAR versus RevPAR ratio. I mean, there's it's extraordinary, isn't it? It's like a sort of Disneyland. You know, it's a 360 entertainment solution for tired parents.
It is. No, it's absolutely a 360, and that's thanks to the vision of Saul Kerzner back in the day, which had been having those genius ideas to say, let's do an ocean theme resort. Let's put a massive sculpture in the middle of the lobby. Let's really do activities all around the world, the largest aquarium, all of those activities within one space. And it does extremely well. And then the latest that we have opened 3 years ago is Atlantis the Royal. Atlantis the Royal is a upscale version of Atlantis. And this, what we call an absolutely incredible success. It has been so well received. We did the opening with Beyoncé And that was so bold back in the day. It was the act that have sent a message to the world about the opening of that hotel. There's absolutely no one that have not heard about Atlantis the Royal. This act itself and the opening party plus the opening event have reached 55 billion impressions. So this is as well who we are. We're extremely bold as an organization, but I don't think there is any other company that's able to put in place such kind of an opening event, having such kind of a global reach, and having tell to the world, we are open. So Atlantis the Royal, it's 760 key, is really trading in a kind of a high level average rate, having received 4 5-star recognitions only 6 months after the opening. We just have been awarded for Michelin Guide 3 keys. I mean, it is the hotel of the superlative. It's really the hotel that's really expressed a kind of a new definition of a lifestyle. And for the first time as well, we have attached as well some unique branded residents, more than 200, and they all have been sold out as well. So this combination between Atlantis the Royal, Atlantis the Palm, and the largest water park in the middle make it one of these unique integrated resorts on the world. Think of it. You come there with your family. You have access to more than 40 restaurants. You have access to the water park. You have access to such an ecosystem that you will never leave. And of course, the views, the experiences, the fountain show.
It's like an entertainment brand that happens to sell rooms.
It is an entertainment brand. Entertainment is at core. And that was the vision as well back in the day of Saul Kerzner, is entertainment. And even F&B back in the day was eat entertainment. It was not only dining for dining. It was an element of show. It was an element of interaction. It's at core. It's on everything that we do.
We're so far up Maslow's hierarchy at this point that it's hardly surprising that dining is theatre, and that sort of element of theatre is also, you know, not sincere theatre, but entertaining theatre as well.
So true.
You know, I think it's important.
So true. So that's a unique brand, giving us scale, giving an extremely unique opportunity to have so many talent within those ecosystems, from lifeguards to anybody looking after the marine life, and the sustainability element, which is very, very strong amongst those property. Then we have One&Only. One&Only is our ultra luxury brands. We have 14 currently hotel under operations from different parts of the world.
Halfway there.
Halfway there to the 35. But we have a strong pipe, and we're extremely excited. We have really what is the origin of the DNA of One&Only is beach destination. One&Only Retira, One&Only Le Saint-Gérand, One&Only Esteses, One&Only Kea. And then we have as well some what we call nature destinations. We have 2 lodges in Rwanda, which are very unique, give you access to spend 1 hour with a family of gorilla. This is a lifetime changing experiences. I can only advise to whoever, you'll have to do it. I have myself done it several times.
Have you?
I have brought family members, my own children's, my wife, my mother's. Each time you go there is 100 points.
Really? Really?
You really
Clocking him out, Philippe.
Absolutely. You can absolutely. But I mean, you make even additional credit. So unique is these experiences. The things that you can never, ever buy is these interactions and this unique approach and the setting that with the team we have curating around that. So it's exciting. We have a hotel in Mexico. We have a hotel in South Africa. We have a hotel in Montenegro. So One&Only is a brand which is a global brand, expanding pretty significantly, but at pace, because we want to control the quality and we want to control the destinations that we are going in. We just signed Fiji. This is a new destination which we're pretty excited.
The location looks stunning.
It's out of this world. Yeah. And I think that we cannot wait to share more information about that one, but that will be really, really special. We as well doing something that we like is to surprise our audience and our guests. We have announced Hudson River outside of New York in the US. This is as well a very beautiful destination. It's just next door to the CIA, the Culinary Institute of America. And the place by the river is absolutely outstanding. It's 45 minutes away of Manhattan, but this is who we are as a brand, meaning unlock destination. It would have been cliche to be central New York. No, we're going outside into a space which is so beautiful, so unique, which have 4 seasons, and really complemented very well. The one that we open very soon is the first alpine resort in Montana in one and only Moonline Basin. I'm working on this project for the past 8 years. This is a gems. It's so special. And first time we're going into alpine. But the beauty about Montana, it's almost most popular during the summer than it is during the winter, with fly fishing, with outdoor activities, access to the Gulf. But it's a ski in, ski out. It's a place that gives you access to Nordic ski, alpine ski, with all the ecosystem that we have creating with one and only team. It's out of this world. It's really special. So cannot wait to have guests finally passing the doors. We're opening very soon. So this is one and only. Very unique, very special. And then 2 new brands which have recently joined our organization and our portfolio. One is SIRO. This is the latest baby.
You pronounced it right. Well done.
Of Kerzner International. I'm so proud. This is such, in one brand, so much innovation. And this is who we are as well as an organization. It's just putting so much energy and so much innovation into the hospitality space. It's responding to current needs of our customer, but we have transformed that in a brand. And we already have 2 hotels under operation. One here, SIRO Wanzabil, and SIRO Boca Place in Montenegro. SIRO Wanzabil is an enormous success. It's an enormous success because it's respond to absolutely everyone focus and concern. Today you are fit, you are doing your routine back home, but then when you travel, what are you doing with your fitness routine? Where you can give a trust to a brand that will look not only after a good night's sleep, but will look after the most important things for you. It's your body. It's becoming your most valuable asset. You have to maintain your asset. You have to maintain your body, that you can take this body as long in your life. And not only that is going to keep you fit, but it's going to keep you in the most longer time that you can use this body on the best
especially
manners.
as we're all going to be living to 100, right?
Yeah, but that's absolutely
no point
right.
being decrepit at 99.
And no one wants to go in a retirement house or having some medical issues. It has been an eye-opener during COVID that people want to age well in a better condition, and they want to learn how to best use your asset and your body that you have been gifted for. So SIRO is the ultimate brand that gives you access to an ecosystem which has been developed under the 5 pillars of biohacking, and to give all the knowledge that you need to keep your asset and to keep your body on the best condition. So the 5 pillars are very simple, are the one everybody knows and comfortable with, is nutrition, is sleep, is recovery, is mindfulness, and is fitness. All of those 5 pillars has been putting into a 360 journey that you have access. But the beauty about SIRO, it is not a retreat. We are not imposing anything on you. You are in control because you already have a good knowledge of your body, and your nutrition requirement, Anant, versus mine are totally different. So there's no way that I can define a restaurant that's going to please you and please me. But I know that you potentially need later today a certain level of protein, and that you will be eating very light for dinner, and then you select what you want, and we're not imposing anything. If you want to have a glass of wine, you get a glass of wine.
Yeah.
We are not into a concept that impose anything, but we want to stimulating on you some learning that wherever you go and stay into a SIRO, When you go back home, you're a different person.
There's something interesting in what you just said around, obviously you've got to codify the spirit of a thing to scale it. But if you make the thing too transactional, you like optimize the spirit of hospitality out of what you're actually delivering. And for the ultra luxury segment, you're basically trying to push water upstream. You're turning something that is supposed to be about heartfelt, intuitive, surprising service into a transactional relationship. And you're dealing ultimately with a client who's looking for a value reference to establish whether what they're receiving is worth the premium they're paying for it. And it doesn't matter if that's a macchiato or a Maserati. That's how people think. I feel like what I've just said is a statement rather than a question. But I suppose Asia's always felt quite heartfelt in how service is delivered, and there are probably reasons for that. Perhaps access to labor has been easier than in America. Do you think America has struggled to deliver ultra luxury hospitality today because of turning into too much of a business?
I think we're touching the core about who we are at Kerzner International and what we're doing and how we exist, is that we have really brought the ultra luxury space into an emotional approach. And in hospitality, and specifically on the ultra luxury space, it's all about experiences and bringing emotion to the entire experiences. And when it's too transactional, and when it's becoming too more kind of a return, and any transaction is turned to loyalty point, and you really just only want to gain points rather than to gaining the real loyalty and the emotional connection with the
Loyalty's
brand.
a car crash in hospitality, I think.
I kind of agree there. And is the monetizing of the points has really creating a kind of a parallel ecosystem, which have taken the customer experiences away of what really matter to the guest. So I think there is a space where we are in, whereby the relationship with the customer, the experiences, and the desire for the guest to coming back and to booking back is really, really the priority. So I think we are into a transition now into the world of hospitality, whereby different elements come here into place. First, the competition is extremely fierce, and there is more and more hotel, and the guests have access to more and more opportunity. So that has obliged everybody to step up and to do a better job. And that's pretty interesting. And I think we are now into a time that the quality is getting higher all around the world. Now, people know as well exactly what they want, because they have been traveling so intensively over the past 5 years, post-COVID, that the level of expectation and the knowledge for the customer is sky high. It's never been that high. They know so well about food and beverage concept. They know so well about longevity and wellness. They know so well about experiences as well. So they oblige all the hoteliers around the world to up the game.
Yeah.
So I think it's an interesting movement that we are currently in.
Can I go off on a little bit of a digression here, but something you said interested me. It was around expectation, and it's like some philosopher at some point in the history of somewhere said that happiness is the gap between felt experience and expectation, which I find interesting in the context of hospitality, because your brand is everything that leads up to the experience. And I think it's a point of navigation. If you tell people how to organize how they're feeling, you can enable them to actually genuinely have a better experience in situation. But also, we do live in a world of fairly high expectations and of postcard perfect versions of what people think they might receive when they arrive, which is like a tension. It's a at times unhealthy tension, actually, which is you need to make what you do compelling and sell it effectively, but you need to leave something for the it needs to be relatively better than what the expectation is, because that's what creates like a supernormal return on emotion. How do you balance the need to sell more, but also create the unexpected?
Very complex question, because exactly that's what we're doing. And of course, you don't apply the same principle on the different brands that you are working to, you know. So we have different brands.
Yeah.
We have One and Only that sits on the ultra luxury space. We have Atlantis as well on the luxury space with different assets. And Atlantis the Royal is on the high scale. And then we have SIRO, which is having its different positioning and works very differently as well towards the expectation for the customer. And it's a new brand, so we're still in the learning phase. And Rare Find. So let's focus on One and Only. One and Only, it's almost about, first, you have to be extremely selective in choosing the destination. And the destination is the drive. You want to go to Maldives. You want to go to Mauritius.
So it's destination first.
It's destination first. Okay. You want to go to Rwanda to experience the gorilla. You want to go to Cape Town. You want to go to Greece. So destination is first. The guests are very sophisticated and they're always selecting a destination. Then while they are into a destination, then the second step is which brand I want to put my entire family vacation responsibilities. And this is the one that's paying the bill, that have to make the very, very important selection, because he doesn't want to disappoint anyone within his family. And this is coming up whereby we have to be extremely, extremely good on what we do. And the brand have to deliver the right message to the person that's going to do the booking, because he needs to please the wife, the children, the grandparents, the entire ecosystem, if they go travel with a multi-generational approach, which is something that we do very well. It could be a group of friends as well. You want to do a birthday, you want to invite 10 of your friends, you want those vacations to be perfect. So people on that particular moment, they are risk adverse.
Got you. Yeah.
When you go on vacation, you want absolutely no one upset, unhappy, and not smiling at breakfast.
Well, it's not a booking, it is an investment you're making, actually.
Absolutely. So the brand help to make that decision, because, you know, if I'm going with One and Only, I'm on good hands. And I know that the team, the mindset, the brand values, the vision of the organization's going to give me the insight and the guarantee that they're going to spend extraordinary vacation. And then you give a bit of an element as well about, you know, as well, this brand will make the maximum of efforts to creating what we are claiming as a brand, creating amazing experiences and everlasting memories. And this is, Anant, when comes the upper part of this whole exercise, when you have done, you know, the safe part of the transactions, meaning buying your vacation, now you have to let go, and now you have to build the emotional piece. And same here, the emotional piece could not only happen to one person. It needs to happen to whoever travel within your group. And this is whereby we as an organization, and at One and Only particularly, we're paying a lot of efforts to really working towards our host, which is in charge of the entire family, to really creating those moments. Because what matters to us the most, and what is the biggest KPIs, is the returning guest ratio. We only care if the guest wants to book again.
Yeah.
This is our obsessions. We want the guest to like it so much that it's not a kind of a tick box approach. I've been to, for example, One and Only Le Saint-Jean in Mauritius because it was important for us to go to Mauritius. No, what it's important for us is that that's becoming a yearly vacation habits to go 1 week in Mauritius. This is our objective. This is what we all working towards that, because we know that our audience, if you're talking about the One and Only, which is a luxury audience, very sophisticated, very well traveled, they have as an average 6 to 7 vacation per year. So how we as a brand One and Only, we can have the trust of these families that they give us at least 1, 2, 3, or 4 of the yearly vacations to us. This is our goal, is to expand them and to make them in a comfort level that they know that whatever they're going to select a hotel from Kerzner International, they will have those moments that they will cherish, building memories and willing to come back.
Presumably, you mentioned there, to pick up on something you said, that we want to make Mauritius a part of their travel diet, as it were. when measuring success, of course, it's important to rebook the same holiday again. Do you value more someone who's booked a holiday than booking with a different, in a different destination within your portfolio? Because I'm a big believer that loyalty is about encouraging new behaviors, not rewarding existing ones. I think this is where loyalty goes wrong often. People reward what their guests are already going to do. Because if you can get people to move around your portfolio, you have a hypothesis there around brand loyalty that creates a platform that allows you to scale, although I know that you have a mandate to not scale past a certain point.
Correct, yeah.
So it's a question of two halves. The first is, do you measure success based on movement through the portfolio? And do you value that more than simply rebooking? And then the second is, can you talk actually about this threshold you have on growth? Because I think it's interesting.
So what's important is that here you have two ways of reading it. First, what is good for business and what is good for the guest and our customer. What we know is that our average length of stay is 4 nights, which is pretty long, far above the average of the industry. We know that when a guest comes back to a hotel and he knows better the property, that he knows our colleagues, that he has his habits, he gets the best time of his life. People are creators of habits. We have in the belief that changing vacation time and just discovering new place every time is what people want. In fact, we have realized that people enjoy the vacation most when they come back and when they are so comfortable with the properties. They know they like exactly to go to the spa at that time of the day because they're going to have the sunset. They know that at the bar at 10 o'clock, they have a live band and you're going to be able to dance and you're going to have a party. They are comfortable. They know the space, they know the colleagues, they know the hotel, and they know the number of activities. Because what we have to remember is that within a one and only, you have so much to do. So in one stay, you cannot explore all of those activities. But if you do year over year, and then if you're creating those experiences that your kids enjoying the kids club, creating a network of friends within the kids club, know the people at the kids club, it's becoming part of the family. It's becoming part of the routine. So indeed, our objective is as well, if you go to One and Only Le Saint-Gérand, I want to talk to you about our hotel in Rwanda, and I want you and your family to explore, to go to the Gorilla, because this is really an incredible experiences. But ultimately, we measure the success if the guests rebook within the hotel that they are here.
Okay.
And then if they love our brand so much, giving them the comfort that the brand is very special, that they say, actually, I want to do a safari vacation as well. Let's go to visit the gorilla. Let's go to one in the gorilla nest. Oh, I heard that there is a hotel in a ski now, Alpine Resort. Let's go to Montana. Let's go to One and Only Moonlight Basin. Because again, they're going on vacation many times of the year. So they have the ski vacation. They have a kind of an adventurous vacation per year. They have a resort vacation where they just want to be by the sun into a kind of a great place. So it's pretty organized around the year. And then they have those vacations as well that they want to be a bit more roots or more wellness or whatever, then that's fine. But I just want to be very clear is that we are absolutely obsessed about what the guests like and what the guests want. And this is really different than what the business dictates. But to go back to your questions, we took a very strategic decision, and I'm very blessed with our ownership and the board, which have endorsed this decision, is that One and Only, we have decided to cap the growth to 35 hotels. We have currently 14 under operations and will not have more than 35. And this decision is really, really important because in the world of luxury, when you talk about taking care of the guest, taking care of the colleagues, we really mean that by capping to 35. Because we want this brand to be sitting on the top of the ultra luxury space, and we want to make sure we are remaining focused. And it's very rare to be in any kind of sort of organizations that have incredible visions like our leadership to back up those kind of a strategic decision. And this is what makes us very, very different. We are an independent luxury hospitality group. And then the best proof is this kind of decision.
I think that's a very smart move. If luxury in a world that is becoming increasingly commoditized is about rarity, then having a mandate from the very top to limit growth, perhaps who knows in the future to create new diffusion brands or ultra luxury brands or new ways of pollinating equity from one brand portfolio, portfolio properties within a brand into the next. That's a smart move, but to overexpand is folly, I think. And I think that there'd be many to do well to learn from that. Can we talk about Rare Finds?
Yeah, absolutely. Rare Find is our fourth brand for Kerzner International, just has been recently being launched. The first one is Bab El Sham here in Dubai. And currently Rare Find is a soft brand. And what we want to provide here is unique experiences. Rare Find is an experience-driven brand. The experiences is at the core of what Rare Find stands out. This is really, really important because at Kerzner International, creating amazing experiences, everlasting memories is what we stand for amongst all of our brands. But we want to use Rare Find to go to another level, to really push so hard this experience-driven brands and having on each of the new Rare Find that's going to join these collections, bespoke, unique, world-class experiences that currently does not exist within hotels, really take us to another level. I'll give you an example, just that we are very... So this is again the objective, but Rare Find, the first one, Bab El Sham, is in the middle of the desert. It's 45 minutes away of here in Dubai. We will be developing a camel experiences, but the camel experiences will be very bespoke and very, very special. So you will decide to go and having with your wife a camel experiences. We will be working on how you're going to dress for that experiences. We're going to take you in a 3 hours journey to really having a real immersive experiences with a camel going in the desert. At one point, you will be potentially being immersed into a very incredible bespoke sculpture, something that's going to be bespoke and done by a renowned artist and will be only accessible with the camel. You will be immersed into the sculpture. We'll continue the journey. We'll ending up in a beautiful curated camp whereby you will be immersed in Emirati culture, about Arabic coffee, about absolutely unique experiences, curating in a very, very classy space. And then continue your journey to just be yourself and your wife and the team to really understand what it is to travel in a desert in a camel. It's just not a kind of a 10 minutes walk. It's something bespoke. It's something very special, highly curated. This will be a reason for you to say, I'm coming to Dubai because I want to experience that. That needs to be something that I want to be part of it. And this is what Rare Find will be all about, creating those experiences in a level that has never been done before and providing the guest a lot of opportunity to enjoy that in a different manner.
It's almost like choreographic.
It is extremely choreographic and it should be bespoke.
Yeah.
And far beyond whatever you have in the hotels, whereby you have, of course, mountain bike, you have a lot of activities that the hotel usually offers, water sports, kids club, gardening. I mean, there's a lot of activities which is available in the hotel, but it's mostly very limited. So we want to bring that to another level. This is the genesis of Rare Find. And then ultimately as well for Rare Find, we want to focus on existing assets that have already a good name, but we want them to attach to the network and the connectivity of Kerzner International. For an owners, a private owners, he could really benefit from the quality of the team that I'm leading. And this is really, really special because we are specialized on unlock destination and we specialize to bring global customer to our destinations. So it will be then have the opportunity to open up his asset to a global audience. So there is two fail into Rare Find. First, creating bespoke and unique experiences. Secondly, give them access to who we are as an organization, and then being able to amplify the voice of this asset to a global network.
We have a bit of a tradition of just asking a couple of outro questions. The first of which is, what would you change about our industry, your industry?
I will push more on innovation. I'm really a true believer that the hospitality world have to be a bit more innovative, more courageous, and really not hesitating to changing at core a little bit of few fundamental. I do believe that many industries have evolved so much, automotive, watches, and I believe hospitality is pretty stagnant. And I see what does a concept like SIRO bring to the hospitality world. I would like to see more of that in order that we see a bit more interesting approach, and that people are a bit more bold into bringing unique concepts. I will hate that each of the brand look like the same, and that we gonna to be on the hand of asset manager that gonna to always willing to see the business from a cost perspective versus an emotional expertise and something a little bit different. I believe the world of hospitality have so much more to give.
Yeah.
And we are into a very competitive space as well, whereby the cost is an issue. And we have to be mindful as well that we're working with a lot of colleagues and human, which if you add on, it's very, very complicated. But there is something that is fundamental in our business, is that it will be always human. And always you need to have colleagues to deliver the experiences.
Yeah. Joy and innovation don't live on a balance sheet, do they?
Absolutely.
They need a level of messiness, a level of inefficiency, a level of intuitive sort of, design. What most concerns you about the world that we're leaving the next generation?
Lots of concern, actually, but I trust that new generation will be taking a lead into bringing sustainability as more at core about everything that we do. And I think this is a kind of a huge opportunity. I think AI is a great opportunity for the world as well. And I'm concerned about insecurity, and I'm concerned about access. As hotelier, you want to travel to the entire world, and you want to make sure that you have maximum of destination that you can go in and go out very freely and very easily. So the biggest access is limitation on visa, limitation on travels, and that people cannot freely move around, because this is really important.
If you had to give up your job tomorrow, what would you do? I'm talking like industry shift, not
I will definitely go into the wellness space and the longevity space.
Okay.
I will shift to that sectors because I believe in is so much opportunity there.
There really is.
And I will definitely go on the tech space, on the longevity.
And on that note, Philippe, thank you very much for your time. It's been a joy.
Thank you, Anant. Thank you very much.